How's it going, everyone? This is another video about the scamming companies or companies that I throw red flags on. This is a company group or club, if you will, that is named Forever in Profit. We're going to be talking about a little bit over the individuals that run it or have ran it in the past. We're going to talk about companies that they used to associate themselves with, just some information that I found just through some slight deep digging. And it'll probably surprise you. It surprised me. I mean, this may be no new news to you guys, but it was as for me. Have heard about this company before in the past. Before I get started in this video, I always want to say that these videos I make are not to personally bash anyone. They're not to slander anybody's name. They're just out there for new people who are coming in who want to learn about the industry, that you should beware of companies like this that do some things that I consider red flag. For me personally, I've been in this industry for more than half a decade. I run my own small private fund. So for me, I'm able to point these companies out pretty quickly and say, okay, well, this isn't right and this isn't right. And there's a lot of things that aren't adding up here. So we're just going to go through that. All right, so let's get started. So Forever in Profit is a company that has been around for as far as their domain is concerned. And I know a lot of people might be like, well, why does the domain matter? Well, for me, it's kind of like, okay, well, you can look up in a domain and see how long a company's really been in business. And because they'll always want to have a website because they want to be able to attract new customers or new investors or whatever. So this company has been around for about 2 years, which isn't too bad. You know, I always say if it's like less than a year, you might want to really raise some questions. But for 2 years, it's been around as far as their domain is concerned. I don't know how long the company itself has been around, but 2 years has been what it has shown in the past. The first thing that I want to bring up in this company is their Facebook page. So from first glance of looking at this, I can tell that they use a lot of in the past, because a lot of these are from a few months ago. I don't know if this is a page that they rarely use anymore or what, but anyways, I mean, the last thing that they posted was on January 22nd. I don't know if this is something you have to like to get updates on. I'm not really Facebook savvy, but um, when you look at this, you sort of see a very similar thing to IMLs, you know, trying to teach the harmonic patterns. I mean, harmonic patterns have been around way before IML, but IML is definitely the company that sort of has been trying to make it big, showing these harmonic patterns, showing the little green and red boxes and indicate what the risk is to what the reward is. These were things that IML was pushing. I remember seeing it a lot online, and it's interesting because I've seen this and I was thinking, okay, well, they're not using anything original. Let me keep digging. And so, on further investigation, I started looking even further. And what I found was that if I keep looking through here, and by the way, when you see, you know, these types of videos, you know, they're showing like, oh, iPhone in full gold, rubies and diamonds. This is how you brand. I mean, all these videos are to try to just attract you because you're like, man, look at all this money they're making. I could make the same. And another thing that I want to point out is you'll see a lot of these photos where people are covering up their balance, their equity, and I don't know if they're trying to cover up their margin as well. I have no idea, but I've always wondered why people do that. As you can see, like in all these photos, they're covering that up, and I don't really know why. There's nothing hidden there. You're not Nothing's being hidden. I mean, you're not giving anything away by showing that. So I don't really know why they choose to cover it up. Now, this is what I was looking for. This is what I want to show you guys. So on first glance at this, you can see fxsignalslive.com. We've covered this before. This is the website that's connected with IML. This is basically IML's signals with other traders that they use. And going back to FX Signals Live, because when I saw that, I was thinking, okay, I didn't see Forever in Profit when we covered that video last time, and it's not there. And it's funny because when you look, Pharaoh, Nader the Pitmaster, and Mr. X, like all those people are not on here anymore. And now, from what I have heard, I had a good buddy of mine who had spoken with Christopher Terry way in the past when these companies were involved with FX Signals Live. Like we can see here, this was from June 13th, so it's been a while ago. He mentioned to me that Christopher Terry had said that all of these people that are on here are pretty much new, and anybody who has been on here in the past were people that did not leave on their own. They were people that Christopher Terry kicked out because Brexit, when Brexit happened, it really affected them. They lost a ton of money, and it was, it was just it was pretty, it was one of those things where when I was telling you in the past that Christopher Terry had said that all of these Signal people were not making any money for their clients, these were one of them. And Forever and Profit was one of these companies. Now I can't say that Forever and Profit was one of those companies that lost money, but if they were making money, then why aren't they still on here? It doesn't make any sense. It's because they're not on here anymore. All right, and then through the rest of this, as I can see here, I mean they're really trying to promote, with like merchandise, like stickers and T-shirts and all of this stuff. Now, the person that we can sort of associate Forever and Profit with is a gentleman called I guess it's Killian, or I don't. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce his name. I could be completely butchering that, but this is the person that we can associate with Forever and Profit. Now, it does not take a rocket scientist to just go through someone's Facebook and start really doing some thorough investigation here. Um, he has definitely been a part of MCA. You can go through his Instagram and you will see that. You can go through his Facebook page and find that. You can go through his YouTube and find that. This gentleman was in MCA. And like I always say, when it comes with these people, anybody who is associated with MCA, the moment that they get into Forex, it's like oh, I've been making money since I first started this. And I just want you to realize that that's not the truth. I mean, getting into this industry is very, very hard. I mean, you lose money a lot. You will bust accounts. It's just a part of the game. And for this individual here, I think he's been trading for maybe a little less than 2 years, maybe 2 years this year. But that's it. And for a lot of people, 2 years, for the majority actually, 2 years is where you start to actually turn a profit. Now, that's not saying you're making thousands of dollars and you're, becoming a millionaire. It's just like, okay, I was able to put in 5 grand and I'm able to make little pieces of profit here and there, or I'm breaking even at this point. But this individual has never, when he first got into this industry from MCA going up to Forex now, he he's never shown a piece of like, oh, I've lost money this month, or oh, I lost this money. I just want you to realize something, guys, that in this industry in Forex, every single professional in the Forex industry. Now, this is not in the trading industry. Everybody likes to flip my words around, but in the Forex industry, every professional loses money around 2 to 3 months out of the year. Now, that's not saying that they lose money at the end of the year. It's because they know how to handle the risk. But they will lose money 2 to 3 months out of the year. And, as you can see, he was associated with IML. Here he is with Christopher Terry. These are just marketers. But like I was saying, this guy has never like all these companies, they never show a month where they've lost money. And I want you to realize something, that every professional trader will tell you that actually makes millions of dollars in this industry. They will tell you the cardinal sin that people do in trading is they don't know how to own up to a loss. That is what creates a horrible trader, is people who don't know how to own up to one, and they say, well, I don't know how to I can't handle the loss. I just can't handle it. So they quit, or they keep risking more, all these sort of things. I just want you to realize that is the truth, is that professional traders lose 2 to 3 months out of the year. So if you want to follow someone's trades, or if you want to put your money as an investor into somebody, understand the truth. 2 to 3 months out of the year, they're going to lose money, but it doesn't mean that the end of the year they'll lose money. I have a portfolio that on average I lose about 2 to 2.5, 3 months out of the year, but every single year I'm I'm in net profit. At the end of every year, I make profit. That is how a trader's portfolio looks. That is how this industry was made. Not every single month you're not going to make money. That's just crap. But that's what these companies like you to believe, is that they've constantly been making money. Now, the next thing that I want to look into is something that I saw that I thought was pretty interesting. Was when I looked into their domain to see how long that they've been around, I noticed something really interesting. As you can see here, foreverandprofit.com, if I click that, it takes me straight to their website. But as you can see here, you have the domain age, a year, 311 days. But look at this. Ward 3 Associates. That's the organization, is Ward 3 Associates. So here we have a company that we've talked about in the past that was ran by people who were just flat out lying to you. These guys aren't even with Ward 3 Associates anymore. They're all going into IML because that's where they can make the most money. That's how they can rip people off and all this sort of stuff. So I'm just saying, I'm asking you, if you didn't trust this company, but you're going to trust this one, I mean, that doesn't make any sense. That just doesn't make any sense. It's like if Coca-Cola started putting like actual poison in their drink and people started getting very, very sick. And then Coca-Cola was like, well, we're just going to change the name and we're going to have a couple of new owners, but it's the same crap. I mean, are you just going to say, oh, well, I trust them now? I mean, it's new people. I mean, that's not how this, no. I wouldn't, how much I trust this company is how much I trust this one. I didn't trust this company the moment it opened, and I sure would not be trusting this one at all. The next thing that I want to show you is they have a lovely spread on Forex Peace Army. Now, if you don't know about Forex Peace Army, they're like a review community type website for Forex traders. They're an amazing website if you want to find real honest reviews about things. But this is what I want to show you because this is so interesting to me. When you go to the very bottom of these reviews, they have 50 of them, which is quite a bit for a Forex company or group that's on Facebook. That not many people do this, but I have a theory here, and I'll show you the proof of this theory. So you have the very first review, which was April 12th, 2016, so not even a year ago. As you can read this here. It says that, let's say, they ride around their BMW saying that they bought those cars. They're trading, which is most likely a lie. And here's how they have roughly 900 members, in which they charge $300. You do the math. That's over $250,000. None of them will put their results on myfxbook.com to confirm the success they're having in this market. I really would like to get my money back, but it's outside of their refund policy. Let's see. All I can say is this gentleman here that we've already talked about is an effing joke. Ryan, on the other hand, is an all right dude, but he suspects at times too. It's just all of this stuff. Then we get to these reviews. You get the 5-star ones, right? The ones that don't write paragraphs. They write just little things. And what I want you to realize is the date. November 5th. November 5th. November 5th, November 5th, November 5th, November. Every single one of these people that gave them a 5-star review gave it same day. Now, why do you think that is? This one was October 26th, this one was September 5th, and this one was April 12th. You go to page 4, November 5th, November 5th, and then that's when you start to see that there is somewhat of a pattern with all these 5-star reviews they've given them. It is every single one of these people gave it on November 5th. Every single one of them. Now, do you think that's a coincidence? I don't think so. And then you see, you guys be very careful with this Forever Profit group. They are really after that sign-up money. And that is exactly what I can see here, is that from what I have gathered, it seems like a lot of these people, here is the most recent review, about two or 3 weeks ago. Save your funds and don't get trapped. Currently in PayPal dispute on membership and will update once settled. All information is poorly taught and available through Baby Pips. Nothing new. Was told often that we would get updates, new training vids. Nothing ever came. Webinars were a joke when actually done. Most of them during my 1 month, they weren't even done. Banned the only good trader and kicked folks who spoke up about drama, etc. I was hoping to learn, and said paid for less than mediocre training, nothing but drama, and then they try to swindle more money from you for one-on-one training and signal group they started. That right there is what I used to see a lot when this industry first started, when all of the binary groups started getting into Forex stuff. It was something that I predicted from the get-go, was that they would go onto websites like Baby Pips and investing.com, things like that, things where they could get free education, websites that they didn't think that anybody else knew about, and then they would extract that information and try to sell it to you. From what I can gather from the honest reviews here that I'm seeing, I mean, the last 4 reviews, 5, they're all to me honest reviews. And you look again, all the 5-star reviews, November 11th. It's almost as if they want people to they have these people go in and do this. But again, it seems to me that these guys are just offering basic training, and I can tell you, you do not need to pay $400, $500, $300 for basic training in Forex. You do not need that. You can find someone who will train you one-on-one for $100. I mean, I know people who will do that for you. They'll do about a 2 or 3 hour session. They'll walk you through certain steps, certain things like that. $100, and these guys have been in the industry for way longer than these guys have, and they do it on the side. They won't always accept you. They actually will only take on certain people as the people that they can tell actually want to learn and all this sort of stuff, because a lot of these people, they realize that that this marketplace is not something where you're going to get rich quick and then they move on. Now, the guys that I know, they're not going to teach people like that. They want to teach people that understand this marketplace. But go to Barnes & Noble, Books A Million. You can find books on Forex for $30, $40. You do not need to spend $300 to $500 on learning basics in the Forex industry. You do not need to do it. So with that being said, this is going to sort of wrap up about this company. Again, this individual who has ran Forever and Profit, he is just a guy that has been an MCA. It's not an individual that I would trust with my money. And as far as as far as the Forex world, as you can see here, I just went into his YouTube page and you can see MCA, MCA, MCA. This is what I'm saying. I mean, 2 years ago MCA, 2 years ago MCA, and then out of nowhere he goes into Forex. And ever since then, the moment he started, he's been making money. It just doesn't add up, guys. It does not add up. The real people in this industry will own up to their losses. They will show you that. This is a video that has been going around like mad on Facebook, but this is the only video I've seen of them doing this. And so I want you to realize that if people will not own up to a portfolio, they will not show you that by connecting it to MyFXBook, something that is easily done. Anybody can do that and verify it, which is very easy to do. You can, if you can't figure it out, there's videos on YouTube on how to do it. Then you need to question them, because if people won't show their portfolio, if they're willing to show investors, but they won't show you, there's something wrong there. These are just red flags that I threw up, and hopefully, you'll think about what I've given you as far as information here. This is not a company that I would look into. This is not a company that I would ever endorse. So again, I hope you guys are safe out there. If you have any recommendations as far as companies you'd like for me to look into, please feel free to comment in the comment section. You can like and subscribe. I've been getting subscribers, which is kind of interesting. I didn't think I would. These are just videos I made on the side just to kind of get people to understand that this industry is filled with garbage, and just to be careful of those. So I hope all you guys have a good week in your Forex trading. And as always, stay safe.